Hello, Patreon friends. It is May 25th, and I have spent a better part of the day in tears because of the shootings last night down in Texas and 10 days earlier in Buffalo. And I have been struggling about what stories might I tell in response to that. Because the job of the artist is to be present, to witness, and to respond. But this artist right now is having a hard time. There's only one story that keeps coming to mind, and it isn't the right one. But I have always believed in trusting the inner voice that says, this story, this one, tell this one now. And this is the only one that's rising up. So I thought I would share it with you. You know this story. There was a man who went to the beach. He loved visiting the ocean because every time he went, he was reminded of how very small he is in the face of such bigness. And the rhythm of the waves rolling in and hissing out again would take him out of himself. And he would leave all of his pain and his worry and his sorrow behind. And as he walked along the shore, feeling the difference beneath his feet in the sand that the waves had recently moistened and in the dry sand farther up, he saw a boy in front of him. Now, the beach was littered with debris. There had been a storm not so long ago, and there was flotsam and jetsam. There was driftwood and seaweed and empty shells. Here and there, a fish that had been thrown up to the shore with such strength that it hadn't made it back out again. And as he walked closer to the boy, he saw that the beach was littered with starfish. It seemed like many of them were still alive. When the waves washed over them and they were tumbled end over end, he could see their tiny little feet sticking out and then pulling in again as they tumbled back to the cold sand. The boy was picking up starfish, and he would hold one in his hand and look at it and then throw it with as much strength and speed as he could and watch it go spin its way out far into the ocean and splash into the water. And then he did it again and again and again. When the man came closer, he called out and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the boy looked at him as if he were an idiot and said, "I'm saving starfish. They got washed up and they'll die if they stay here on the beach." "Yeah," said the man, "but you can't save all of them. What difference does it make?" The boy looked at the starfish in his hand and then threw it out, watching it spin and splash and disappear in the waves. "It makes a difference to that one," said the boy. Now, the story traditionally ends here. Every version I've read ends there. But it seems to me that that isn't the end. It isn't the right end, anyway. So the man watched the boy for a time and then kept walking, looking at all of the starfish scattered on the sand. His pace slowed. And then he picked one up and looked at it there in his palm, glistening still from the little bit of moisture left on its skin, and he turned it over and saw all of those little feet sticking out. He held it and then splash. He bent down and picked up another. I know that's not the right story for today, but I don't know one that's better. If you do, by all means, let me know. Maybe all we can do is each of us doing one small action, but those actions together add up. The call to your representatives, the letter, the fury that you express so that others know they can be furious too. I've gone through a lot of tissues today. I've made some calls. I've sent some emails. I'm going to keep looking for the right story to tell. I'll see you soon.